morning, shoppers. It is I, the mysterious voice in the wilderness, your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, and general internet nonsense. The slightly sniffly OGGM, coming to you mostly live from a small island off the coast of Costa Rica, bringing you this week's friendly local game store news. All the following products should be on the shelves at your friendly local game store, if you're lucky enough to have one that actually supports tabletop role-playing games. But don't take my word for it. If I mention something you think you want to buy, maybe call ahead and ask them to be sure if it's in stock, and if it's not, they can order it. And when they ask you why, you can tell them the OGGM sent you. And they'll go, oh yeah, that OGGM, he's one righteous dude. All right, let's take a look at what's on the shelves of your friendly local game store this week. If you happen to live in a town that has a friendly local game store that actively supports role-playing, unless you live in Ventura, where you are within an hour drive of over a dozen tabletop role-playing game stores, none of which actively support role-playing. But I'm not bitter, and that joke's getting old. All right, if you didn't know about this yet, Free League Publishing, who currently owns the rights to the tabletop role-playing game Lord of the Rings type stuff, has released their 5th edition Lord of the Rings. It's called Lord of the Rings. They also have Shire Adventures, a screen, and a companion for Rivendell. So $57 gets you the core rulebook, $40 gets you the adventures in the Shire, and $30 gets you the DM screen and the Rivendell. A lot of people have been on the shelves of this one because, yeah, sure, Lord of the Rings, D&D kind of go hand in hand, but also Lord of the Rings, compared to 5th edition, they don't really fit together. 5th edition is definitely designed to emulate a very specific style of play, while the play style that Lord of the Rings sort of emulates feels like it's kind of the opposite for 5th edition, and it feels like you sort of have to really chop it up to make it feel like Middle-earth. Otherwise, it's just 5th edition with people wearing, Middle-earth cosplay. And it doesn't really work. So we'll see how this works and how well it does. Plus, it's kind of pricey. Now, normally Free League does really amazing jobs, but lately, not so much. So we'll see. I don't think it works, but I could be wrong. I think 5th edition is the wrong engine to emulate the feel of Middle-earth, the Shire, the Lord of the Rings, especially the Hobbit. But we'll see. From Legendary Games, we have Corrupted Classes for 5th edition, $14. It's about basically taking normal, everyday 5th edition classes and corrupting them and turning them into evil versions of themselves, like the Warped Mind and the Apocalyptic Survivor. So if you're looking for some 5th edition thing that allows you to play bad, evil classes, sure, why not? No. From Hit Point Press, we have Lore of Aether, The Lost Druids. This is for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's a hardcover adventures for $60. It's an AP designed to bring characters from level 1 to 5, and this is the first of a 4-book series of science fantasy adventures that will take you all the way to level 20. Deals with a rundown city that's been corrupted and a missing druid who will hopefully save the city. Plot sounds kind of familiar, but it's also got technology. So, techno magic type science fiction type somebody's book turned into a D&D adventure type thing. From DM's Lair, we have the Loot, Lore, and Lair and Legends bundle for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This is 2 hardcover supplements for $120. Contains 2 dozen, that's 24 adventures for various 5e, plus new traps, new puzzles, new magic items, new encounters with digital links, tables, spells, patrons, factions, blah, blah, blah. Just basically a whole bunch of source stuff for D&D. It takes the collection of all these things these guys have done over the year or so and put it into the Loot and Lore bundle and the Lairs and Legends bundle. So tons of tables and stuff, all of which you can find free online. From Precis Intermedia, Precis Intermedia, we have What Price Glory, the classic reprint. This is a unique softcover rulebook for $20. Originally published in 1978, it's a higher quality thing. It features 125 spells, a separate clerical system, thieving mechanics, and fully described and unique. So this is a system that was, I think I'm familiar with this. What price glory? Yeah. If I remember, this is like an unbelievably overcomplicated system. Like each weapon had its own page. Like you could not play this game. It was so complicated. If it is the one I'm thinking of. Obviously, it's 1978, so my memory's a little fuzzy there, but the name sounds familiar. So yeah, I don't know if this is the one I'm thinking of. That was just like an awful game, but maybe they fixed it up. They've had, a couple dozen years to fix it and make it a little bit more playable. I don't know. Do we really need this? From Trollhalla Press, we have Monstery of Zimulera and the Monsteries of Zimulera card sets. $50 for the Monastery of Zimulera, $5 for the card set, and $70 for the entire bundle. This is a hardcover campaign setting that depicts a world populated by strange creatures, ancient gods, cosmic calamities, intrigue, mysteries, and all a bunch of other things, including the ability to play a cat. So yeah, just another D&D style campaign setting with fun, new, interesting mechanics, the ability to play unusual things, think Monster Girl anime type stuff, I guess, and you get to play a cat as a character maker. So yeah, it's for a system called Monsters, which I've never heard of, but who knows? Could be okay. $50 seems a little pricey. From Exalted Funeral, we have Fist. Yes, Fist. Just called Fist. That's it. That's the name of it. It's $13. It's a PCs are paranormal mercenaries who face weapons, tactics, and actors unlike they have ever seen before, as their action determines the fate of the very worlds that hangs in the balance. You could be a telekinetic alien, a mutant sniper, kleptomaniac rock stars, technical stuff. They fight with fluid stunts in combat on Cold War espionage missions created via enemy weapon and mod templates used in tandem with random scenario generators. So alternate modern day, eve of the apocalypse, science and superstition. Sounds weird and awesome and cool, and it's only $13. So if you're looking for a weird modern day gun fu mutant sniper type game, this could be for you, except it's powered by the apocalypse, and a lot of people don't like powered by the apocalypse. The system powered by the apocalypse is pretty simple, right? 2d6, 7 or better. But powered by the apocalypse does have a very problematic connection to it because of its history and some of the people that have worked on it. And, the very first 2 powered by the apocalypse games, of course, had the whole rules for sex. And then there was the whole thing with Dungeon World and Adam Koebel. So yeah, powered by the apocalypse does have a bit of a problematic connection to it. But this game sounds fun, and it's only $13. So whatever. If you're looking for I don't know. None of these really stand out to me, as you can tell. Nothing really excites me. I would be excited about Lord of the Rings, but it doesn't really feel like Lord of the Rings works with 5e. Evil character classes, I have no interest with. This Lost Druid sounds like somebody's failed attempt to write a fantasy series, so they turned it to an adventure. $120 for a bunch of random things. You can, I don't know. What price glory? If this is what I'm thinking it is, I have to ask my friend if it is. But if it is, oh God, no, definitely not. Avoid this. The Monsters Trollhalla game, another new fantasy role-playing game setting. Fist is the only one that kind of stands out to me just because it's $13. It sounds like goofy Friday night beer and pretzel role-playing, and there's just not enough of that currently on the market right now. So if I were going to get any of these, I would get this one, despite the problematic connection to Powered by the Apocalypse. But don't listen to me. If any of these sound like something you want to pick up, call your friendly local game store and make sure they have it in stock, and then head on down and pick it up. That's a good way to spend your day, supporting the tabletop role-playing game community. But I would be amiss if I did not also let you know that there is an alternative for your spending You could buy these, I'm just saying, or you could type in Big Geek Emporium and then explore that site till you find the OG GM Adventures and check out all 13 issues of Minions on a Mission, each available for only $2. So for $26, the price of one of these, you can get 13 10-page zines, all dedicated to each one specific topic or idea. Yeah, tons of new monsters, adventures, all these things that these other guys offer at 100% less. So if you want to support the OG GM Adventures, the best way to do it is to use the link. Head over to Big Geek Emporium, and in the immortal words of, buy my merch!